Okay, so sorry I'm not in class today. The math team is going to University of Chicago Lab Prep School. That's going to be a long drive. So we're basically going to the Hyde Park area, south side of Chicago. So we need to get on a bus and go. So that's where I will be. I'd rather be teaching than stuck in traffic, but I don't have much of a choice. Math team has to keep on trying to maintain the top of our league. So I've started here in this problem with a line drawn AB. So I'm following the directions here. Apply F, 8 units up and 2 units right, of segment AB to graph its image A prime, B prime. So did that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I had these points. So it says, then draw B prime, this line right here, and label C at any point on B prime, so that C is between B and B prime. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm going to label C to be this point right here, and apply the same transformations, and that will put me right here. There's C prime, there's C. Now, is AB parallel to A prime, B prime? Justify your answer. So I want you to think about that. But the big idea here is yes, the slope of AB is equal to the slope of A prime, B prime. And by definition of parallel lines, that means these slopes are equal. So then an interesting follow-up question follows here in number 5. Is triangle ABC congruent to triangle A prime, B prime, C prime? And justify your answer. So let's take a look at that. So I'm going to draw in ABC and A prime, B prime, C prime. Well, by isometric transformations, we know that the segments created by these transformations will be congruent. So all these distances should be equal. So we know that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. I'll just mark these off for everyone to see. And that's by side, side, side. So another important thing to see here is that this allows us to make a conclusion about what we know about angles. And this is really the core of what we're going to be studying with parallel lines, is that since corresponding angles, congruent triangles, we can say that angle ABC is congruent to angle A prime, B prime, and C prime. Now this creates a dilemma for us because you think we would be able to come up with a better name mathematically than what these angles are. But these angles are just called corresponding angles. Now, yes, this comes from congruent triangles, but we want to just make sure that when we talk about them going forward, we know that corresponding angles come from parallel lines, and we're going to define that on the next page. But also, we're going to have corresponding angles of congruent triangles. So just remember those two things and try to keep them straight, as especially we get to the proofs later on. So on the next page is a lot of writing. I filled it in so I didn't write and take up a lot of awkward time, like me writing things. So here is the definitions for all of these parallel line angles that we produce. Okay. If we look first, the first thing we want to do is we want to be aware of that if AB is parallel, we should remember that symbol from earlier, and A prime, B prime is parallel. So we're given this similar diagram. We want to mark these parallel with a symbol like this. So we're going to mark these lines parallel by showing them with the same number of arrows on the lines. If they had multiple arrows, then we could communicate multiple pairs being congruent. Now, these parallel lines, when they're cut by a transversal, so a transversal is any line that goes through parallel lines, and it doesn't have to be any specific line, it's just a line going through parallel lines. It will be called a transversal. So, the corresponding angles. So these are the angles that we talked about formed by these like type triangles. So angle 1 and angle 5 would be example of corresponding angles. Now, we're going to see a lot of diagrams later on where we have multiple lines and we have to kind of decipher it. So what's the best definition for corresponding angles? Angles in the same relative location. And you're like, what does that mean? Well, one's exterior, one's interior, and they're on the same side of the transversal. So this gives us this region for parallel lines. Between parallel lines, there's an interior distance and an exterior distance, and that divides a space up. So between parallel lines, we have interior and we have exterior. Notice angle 1 is on the exterior and almost on the leftish side of our transversal, where angle 5 is on the interior and also on the same side of the transversal as 1. So that's the big idea for corresponding angles. One's exterior, one's interior, and then they're on the same side of the transversal. So other angles, 2 and 6, 4 and 8, and 3 and 7. So if the lines are parallel, then this type of angle, corresponding angles in the same relative location to the transversal and the parallel lines-ish, are congruent. There's other types of angles too. Alternate interior angles is another type of angle. So angles opposite sides of transversals, both interior. So 3 and 6, they're on opposite sides of the transversal here, but they are both interior, and since these lines are parallel, then the angles are congruent. 5 and 4 are another example of alternate interior angles that are congruent. Then we get to alternate exterior angles. So these are angles that are on the opposite side of the transversal, and they're both exterior. So 1 and 8, 7 and 2, and those are also congruent. Now, at this point, we get to angles that are same side interior and same side exterior. So these are angles on the same side of the transversal, both interior. Now the relationship between 3 and 5 and 4 and 6 is that they are supplementary because 2 and 6 are congruent, 2 and 4 are supplementary, so by substitution, 4 and 6 are supplementary. We would have discussed this if I was in class in more detail, but that's the general proof of why 3 and 5, 4 and 6, which are named same-side interior angles, are supplementary. And same-side exterior angles, 1 and 7, 2 and 8, are on the same side of the transversal and on the exterior region are both supplementary. So a helpful reminder is that same side are supplementary, alternates, and corresponding are congruent. So one thing that can be kind of weird for students is that these angle definitions, though they come from this and you're introduced to them, these types of angles exist even if the lines are not parallel. So we would come up with an idea of where the transversal is, and then we'd be able to talk about it. So that's what we're going to see on this next page. So we're given that AB is parallel to EC. So the first thing I want to do is I want to mark AB, not very convincing arrow there, AB is parallel to Oops, that's definitely the wrong one. Thought that looked a little strange. EC. Well, that's pretty believable. Now, in the chart down below here, so look away if you don't want to see a zoom in. Here we want to label this category transversals. So that will help us see what the transversal would be between these two angles. And the best way to describe this is the shared ray of the two angles that we're discussing. So zooming back out. So we need to take a look at angle 1 and angle 2. So what I'm going to do is going to use a highlighter here. And I'm going to highlight the shared ray. So angle 1 and angle 2 share, and it looks like their transversal is going to be AC. And the two parallel lines in question, AB and EC. So they share AC. Both angles, angle 1 and angle 2, their ray that they share is AC. This is the transversal. Now, what type of angles are these? Even if they weren't parallel, they would be alternate on different sides of the transversal, this ray that they share, and interior. So we would type down in here, alternate interior. Now the question becomes, are these lines parallel? AB and EC, the non-transversal side. So AB, EC. If these are parallel, then we can say that these two are congruent. Because they're alternate interior angles. So we're going to do that for each of these. So at this point, what I'd recommend doing is pausing the video, working with your group for a little bit, and before the end of the period, come back to this and check your answers. I'm going to go through each one of these. But now's a good time to take a pause, stop watching the video, talk to the people in your class again, tell them how much fun you're having this week, like what you're looking forward to, how's your day going. Just really don't forget you have people around you here. So you're not alone. Talk with some other people, enjoy the day, and try some math here together. And then come back and watch and check your answers before you go. Okay. Well, I hope you got some good work done, and now you're back here to check your answers before you go. So I'm going to go through the rest of these, and you can just watch and listen to what I have for this. So the next one is angle 3 and angle 10. So I'm going to try to use a different color here for the transversal. Both of these angles have a side that goes through BC as the transversal. So I'm going to make note of that. BC is the transversal. And it seems like these are on one interior and one exterior, so these are corresponding angles. And the other parts of their angles are parallel. So since these are corresponding, these are also going to be congruent angles. Since the main thing we're looking at here is BC is the transversal, and the other side of the angle is AB and EC, which are parallel, thus the relationship exists. So what does it look like if the relationship doesn't exist? So I'm going to use the blue here, and we're going to talk about angles 4 and angle 5. They also have a transversal, it looks like, of BC. They share a ray like this. But these two angles, they're in the same, one's interior and one's exterior, and the same side of this transversal, so I'd also consider these to be corresponding angles. But the one thing that happens here that doesn't happen in the other problems is that these two lines are not given to be parallel. So their relationship, nothing, neither. They're neither congruent or supplementary. Now, for 6 and 10, let's take a look at those. Oh, I still got to Mark that one in red. So this one right here will be marked in red. So now we're comparing 6 and 10. So these are split by this transversal. So the transversal now is EC. And these seem to be like they're attempting to be alternate interior angles, which they are. They just are not going to be congruent, because the issue that we have here is that BD and AE are not parallel. That's not what it says. It says AB is parallel to EC. So no conclusion can be made there. Same idea here with 7 and 8. The transversal's ED. They're same side and interior. And their relationship, because the two lines that make them up, BD and AE, are not parallel, we once again see a neither. Now you're like, ooh, that's quite the stretch there of bad results. But the key idea behind this is that there is these types of angles that exist even if the lines are not parallel. So that's the big idea. So 9 and 10. Oh, back to the things that are parallel. So these are using the altitude, the transversal of BC. And these are alternate, same side, exterior angles. Now, since the lines that share the angle, so this angle with the green and this angle with the green, since these two have that and these lines are parallel besides the transversal, we now know that these are going to be supplementary based on same side exterior angles. Now, angle 9 and angle 11, they have a transversal, and I should probably extend this so you believe me, but this angle right here, these are alternate exterior angles. Once again, they're using BC as a transversal, and we're going to have alternate exterior angles. And since the two lines that form them up are parallel, these are going to be congruent. So that's enough to get you through the day. I know it's a little bit weird, but remember, these angle types exist even if the lines are not parallel. So yes, 6 and 10 are alternate interior angles. And that's a little strange, but it's true. The property just doesn't exist there. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this in proofs later on, but tomorrow is going to be more algebraic, a little bit of proof, and then more algebra, and then a lot more proof. So just be ready for that, and if you have any questions, please email me. I'll try to get back to them at least tomorrow morning so I can assist you. Okay, have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your night.